Brings me back to the good old days when I was going through a toxic relationship as well. I love walking down memory lane. Thank you, Taylor Swift. It has been highly requested that I react to Taylor Swift's short film, All Too Well. I am not really a Swiftie. I don't have any opinion on her either way, but ever since the short film came out, I have seen some tweets and discussions about it. What I have gleaned is that the song is about her relationship with Jake Gyllenhaal. I think she started the relationship when she was 20 and he was like 30, which is extremely sus on his part. So this new 10-minute version of the song is her now being his age and taking a look back at the relationship and how toxic it was. I'm expecting to see a lot of gaslighting, I'm expecting to see some feels, and I'm expecting for me to trash talk about Jake Gyllenhaal and John Mayer and men in general, but what else is new? I know that she's been through a lot, so for her to take control of her narrative while also being a successful pop artist is admirable. If I could gain even a fraction of her success, I would know that I have made it. The closest I can get to that is to at least have gorgeous hair like she does. Fortunately, I am getting closest to that because I've been using Function of Beauty, which is the sponsor of today's video. Yes, I will continue to work on my transitions so that they can be as smooth as Taylor Swift. But speaking of smooth, if you want smooth, soft hair, Function of Beauty is the way to go. Ever since I've used it, I've noticed a huge improvement with my hair compared to the usual drugstore brands that I've used in the past. They have opened their first ever custom holiday shop, so I got one of their holiday bundles. These are the essentials. It's my shampoo and conditioner. You can show your friends how well you know them by giving them a custom gift. All you need to do is know their hair type and pick a color and scent, and you can even include their name, and Function of Beauty will look after the rest. I chose these blue colors here, and I chose the fragrance It Takes Two to Mango. They never test on animals. It is 100% vegan and cruelty-free. No parabens or sulfates. They even have dermatologists test them out. So right now is the best time to order because you can save up to $49 on custom holiday bundles with free shipping. You can click on the link in my description box below and gift your friends and family a one-of-a-kind deal in a custom bundle to meet their unique self-care needs. Thanks again to Function of Beauty for sponsoring, because just like Taylor Swift, I am trying to collect my coin.
Are you for real?
What do you mean?
I don't know, I just feel like maybe I made you up.
I feel like I made you up. Maybe this is referencing to how she kind of made up this romanticized version of him and projected what she wanted, but she didn't actually get that. Or maybe I'm projecting based off of my previous relationship. Who's to tell? I don't know. I'm just speaking out of my ass right now and overanalyzing every single line. But the thing about Taylor Swift, based on what I've seen from her fan base, is that she injects meaning into like every little thing that she does. So I feel validated in overanalyzing this. Sadie Sink is so pretty. I'm glad she's getting all of these roles and thriving. I heard about this scarf. Give her back the fucking scarf, Jake. He literally looks like her dad.
Autumn leaves falling down like pieces into place, and
I'm really digging the vibes here. It makes me want to go on an autumn date and hold hands with someone, not him, but someone age appropriate and cute for me. Get your hands away from her, you creep. Oh, Sadie, I know you're acting your ass out right now. I'm very uncomfortable. Get away from her! That's just gonna be my reaction for the entire movie. Get away from her! I'm assuming these are all his friends. Why don't his friends think this shit is weird? If I had a friend who was dating someone who was 10 years younger than them, I would be side-eyeing.
you on the T-ball team.
Not him shaking her hand off. Why? What's your problem? We're all hanging out. What is your deal, dude? You gotta at least show her that you're there. You can't just ignore her while you're with your friends. Also, let's be real. Jake Gyllenhaal would not have a diverse group of friends. Just saying. We all know what they all looked like.
Tossing me the car keys, fuck the patriarchy, keychain on the ground.
He had a fuck the patriarchy keychain. This tells me all I need to know. You can end the song right here. I already know. I already fucking know. That is so fucking rude to just throw your keys at someone. This is why men in their 30s who date young women act like this. Because they can't date women their age because they're a fucking immature man-child. So they gotta date someone who doesn't know any better and will put up with their shit. I'm barely 3 minutes in and I'm already trashing on this guy. But I'm not even talking about Jake specifically. I'm just talking about men who are like this. Because there's so many men who date girls that barely have grown past teenage years. Billie Eilish's boyfriend, Millie Bobby Brown's boyfriend, Olivia Rodrigo's Rigo's boyfriend, this is such a common thing that happens, and I vehemently dislike them all. Oh my god, look at him. What a fucking man-child. Piece of shit. What, you think you're hot shit? Literally all my reactions is just me talking shit about this guy. Here we go. I sense an argument coming soon.
These are my friends. They were super fucking nice to you, too.
No, I liked your friends. I never said I didn't like your friends.
You were being weird and quiet the entire time.
I was not being weird because you wouldn't look at me.
Oh no, I'm getting flashbacks to when I was 20 years old as well. I wasn't in a relationship with an older dude, but I was in a relationship with a piece of shit. And I do remember having a dinner party with his friends, and I was super talkative and nice to them. But later he was criticizing that I wasn't helping out with the food and the cooking or whatever. And he was also being a little bitch like this guy is being as well. Oh God, I hate dealing with arguments like these where it's just so disrespectful.
I don't know any of these people. They're all strangers.
You're making this about you.
Oh no, I'm getting more flashbacks. My ex and the people in his fraternity, I also felt very awkward and uncomfortable around them, and he didn't do anything to improve the situation. But he was also making it seem like it was my fault. Here's the thing, they won't ever fucking take accountability. And that just makes it more infuriating because then you start to think, wait, is it actually my fault? Am I making this a problem? Am I the one being difficult? Oh, Sadie Sink. I wish peace for you.
I don't even remember the moment that you're talking about. How can you be like attacking me about something I don't even like fucking know? I don't think I'm making you feel that way. I think you're making yourself feel that way. Literally a moment that I don't even fucking remember that you're like fucking like holding me hostage over. It's insane. It's fucking crazy.
His whole monologue is very much the definition of gaslighting. He's like, I don't remember that. You're making stuff up. You're being crazy right now.
It was fun. I actually had a fucking blast. Now this is the night. Now we're doing this. Awesome.
Now he's attributing the blame to her. He's making her feel like she's a buzzkill and ruining the night. I see what you're doing.
It's fucking selfish. It's literally like, I'm seeing you're acting selfish. Absolutely. Right now, that's exactly what's happening.
No. Oh my God. Why is this giving me so many fucking flashbacks? Dude, the selfish thing, I remember there was a girl in his friend group who would treat me like shit and talk shit about me and ice me out in front of everybody because he liked my boyfriend at the time, and she got really mad that he was dating me. So I would feel very uncomfortable whenever she was in the room, but he always invited her to stuff. And one night I told him as calmly and as chill as I could possibly be, I said, hey, just let me know whenever you invite her over and I can just do my own thing somewhere else. Is totally fine. And then he got mad at me and called me selfish for that. Selfish because I was trying to be accommodating to him and this friend that he kept around who treated me like shit, but I was also trying to have boundaries for my own self. Apparently that was selfish.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I dropped your hand.
It wasn't even about dropping her hand though. He's making it seem like a smaller thing, but it's not. It's not! Ew! Oh my god, did they not have clothes on? I do not like that. Fucking gross! Oh, thank god, she has a tank top. Oh, Sadie, the things you do for your resume. I hope you're getting paid well, girl. I really hope you are. What is the breaking point? What is this man-child upset about now? Oh, he's breaking up with her? Oh, shit. Sadie's acting her ass out right now. Let's go. I like that. Break me like a promise, so casually cruel in the name of being honest. That's a good line. Pop off, Taylor. Pop off. That's right. Document the events. She got the receipts right here.
You said if we had been closer in age, maybe it would have been fine.
Bullshit, bullshit. You can't fucking say the excuse, oh, maybe we've been closer in age. Why were you dating a 20-year-old? If you wanted someone who's closer in your age, why do you keep on dating younger women who are like 10 years younger than you? Huh? You know what? Is he dating right now? Let's see the age of his girlfriend right now. 25 years old. And how old is Jake now? 40 years old. Interesting, because you dated Taylor Swift when you were 30 and she was 20, and now you're dating a 25-year-old even though you're 10 years older than you were before. I find that very interesting. I thought you wanted a girl closer to your age. Or were you just bullshitting? Interesting.
The idea you had
a never needy jewel whose shine reflects on you. I think it is very true that a lot of times the type of men in these relationships who get mad at their girlfriends later on for being upset about various things, it's because when they first entered their relationship, they had this idea of who this girl is being, but it's not really her. It's just more about what can she do for me. And it's not like on purpose. I think it's a very subconscious thing. But once she shows anything that doesn't exhibit a cool girl quality, that's when things start to crumble because he thinks that she's just acting crazy.
We've been in a party bathroom, some actress asking me what happened. You
Damn, crying in the bathroom. It's okay, girl. I was crying in the parking lot at 3 a.m. in my pajamas. We all been there, girl.
who charmed my dad with self-effacing jokes.
Maybe he charmed your dad because they were similar in age. Why didn't he date your dad instead if he wanted someone closer to his age?
Then he watched me watch the front door all night, willing you to come.
Oh, he didn't show up to her birthday party. But evidently, as we've seen from this film, he has a bad memory. He doesn't remember anything. Maybe he forgot your birthday too. He's just being silly. He's just being forgetful. He just has selective amnesia. I know this is supposed to be aesthetically pleasing, but in order to be truly realistic, we would have seen a depression hole within the bed right now. Like, you know the sinking lump in your bed when you've been in it for too long? That's the depression lump. I want to be able to tell that that bed stinks.
I'd like to be my old self again, but I'm still trying to find it.
Aw, I like to be my old self again, but I'm still trying to find it. I like that line. Brings me back to the good old days when I was going through a toxic relationship as well. I love walking down memory lane. Thank you, Taylor Swift. I remember all too well when I was going through it too. And I was thinking about how that relationship that I was in took so much out of me that I didn't even remember who I was beforehand. As a boyfriend I had, I'm not even exaggerating when I say that I would cry because of him at least once a week. And I think from all of the constant crying, especially like the day after our fight, I would walk around campus and feel like I used to have all these interests and hobbies and be funny and great to hang out with. And now I just feel like just a sad shell all the time. And that's tough. I imagine this is what Sadie Sink is going through now when she's just really taking in everything that happened, the loss, but also coming to terms with like, what is life now that he's no longer around? And how do you rebuild that?
Was you were there? You remember it all.
Does he remember it though? Does he remember it all too well? I don't think so. I think a lot of times we just remember very specific versions of events that serve whatever narrative we decide to have. And a lot of times the gaslighter or the abuser in the relationship will have to distort it so much in order to make the narrative bearable for themselves. But we remember it. We remember it all too well.
I'll get older, but your lovers stay my age.
I've heard this line, and it's true. It's so true. He's still dating girls in their 20s. Same shit every time. So she's written books, maybe a memoir of what happened, and it's her reclaiming the narrative and writing a story as she remembers it. Because before, he had made her doubt, but now she knows her collection of events. Aw, good for you, girl. Oh, is he watching from afar with a scarf like a fucking creep? That's right. You are out of this room. You were not invited, bitch. Look at everyone in this room listening to her and not you. Aw, this kind of makes me want to cry, but I'm able to hold back my tears right now. I knew it was going to be very well done. I didn't expect to see so many parallels with this and my own relationship too. I only related to dating a piece of shit. But at least he was like an age-appropriate piece of shit. I'm glad that she was able to revisit this after she spent a long time after the relationship, and now she's in a totally different and better place. I kind of feel similarly as well, where my relationship with that guy was so long ago But now when I view back on it, I can see it more objectively and see the flaws that weren't so apparent when I was young and in it and was just doubtful of myself, because it was my first ever relationship and I didn't know what was normal and what I should put up with or not. And it's so wild to just look back on it now. Story time, since I'm trying to make the video longer and maybe you want to know some more tea. So after my boyfriend and I broke up, a few months later, he emailed me a letter that was supposed to be an apology letter. But the weird thing is the way that he phrased the apologies still made it seem like it was my fault. For example, the paragraphs would be like, I'm sorry I didn't handle you better when you were upset. I'm sorry I wasn't more aware of your jealousy issues, blah, blah, blah. And I would read this and I'd be like, what? This does not feel like an apology to me. This does not even feel like you were at fault. It just felt like you are sorry that you couldn't handle me better. And a lot of things that he was trying to turn it around me didn't really even take any responsibility for himself. For example, my jealousy issues were more just me feeling uncomfortable around the type of people that he spent time with at his fraternity. It wasn't me wanting to hog off his time or anything like that. And yes, ironically, he was the one who had more of a jealousy issue than I did. For example, one summer I had an internship where one of the people that I spent time with at the internship every day, because it was my literal job, was another guy. And my boyfriend had seen the photos of me and that guy from our internship. When we were talking on the phone, he was acting upset and I was like, oh, what's wrong? And he was like, you know what's wrong. And I was like, no, what's really wrong? Because I genuinely don't know. And he explained that it was because of that guy. And I had to spend all night reassuring him that there was nothing going on. Then a week later, he sent to me this video from his construction job. It was a video of him drawing a crying face and the name Asshole Jack, because the guy at my internship, his name was Jackson, and sent a video of him smashing the wall. So, I don't know if it was me who had the jealousy issues. I think we were remembering things a little bit differently. So when I replied to his email, I wrote my own letter where I called him out on all those things and said that this wasn't really an apology and he was just glossing over his own faults and responsibilities in our relationship. And I guess that was my version of showing what I remember all too well. But the thing is, he never read the letter. I found out he didn't because one of the last things that he messaged me was that he didn't read the letter. He said that he couldn't bear to read it. It's the lack of accountability for me. That's why I wonder when Taylor Swift is repeating those lyrics of how she remembers it all too well, at the end when she says that you remember it all too well, I wonder if they really do. Do they really remember it though? I feel like so many people just choose to repress things or deny things to whatever serves their narrative. So I don't know if he really does. Maybe she's saying that they do remember it all too well deep down, but they choose not to. And that part of him looking outside of the bookstore and watching her reminds me of when my ex also reached out to me, I think about a year ago, and we hadn't talked in several years. He randomly messaged me out of the blue. I had totally forgotten about him, but evidently he did not forget about me because he was the one who looked me up and then messaged me. And he was saying like, hey, I know it's crazy that I'm reaching out to you after it's been so long, but I've been thinking about you and there's so many things I wanted to say that I didn't have the courage to say. I saw that you're back in California now and you have a sweet gig at Twitter, blah, blah, blah. And he basically wanted to see if I would get coffee with him. Totally ignored his message because I was like, ew, the fuck? Who is this? But just the fact that he said that he looked me up on LinkedIn and saw that I was doing well with my job and then looked me up on Instagram and I guess was going through my photos, it just reminds me of that shot where he's looking at her from the outside while she's thriving and being a successful author, and just reminds me of that. Like, yeah, you stay outside. I'm not even in my 30s yet, like Taylor Swift. She probably sees that version of herself from 10 years ago as a child who was in a completely different phase in her life. It was so weird for me to even see that message and then remember my relationship with him, because it made me realize how different of a person I am now compared to like before when I didn't know any better. Because it made me realize that if I met him now, today, I would not even be friends with him, regardless of our history together. Because he's just not the type of person that I would be friends with at all, or ever give my time of day to. Like, nothing about about him would ever appeal to me. So it's really wild, and I'm sure Taylor Swift feels so similarly as she's looking back. Very well done. Kudos to you, Taylor Swift. Anyone who's watching this, if you're going through relationship bullshit like this, I hope y'all stay safe and get through it with as much peace and healing as you need. I definitely feel like I'm in a much better place. My tastes in people have definitely changed. Taylor Swift is a good place. I'm in a good place. I hope you will be in a good place too. Go ahead and unsubscribe from my channel, and goodbye.
'Cause there we are again in that little town street. You almost ran the